Hello everyone and welcome back to Fun with Fitzy. We are still on 9.1. This is part 3 and we are going to be adjusting for prepayments. Prepaid expense, I want to tell you right off the bat, this is not an expense account. This is an asset, okay? This seems a little bit misleading, but it's something you need to take into account right away. Some expense items are paid for in advance. So for example, rent is paid for in advance and things like insurance. This presents no problem if the expense items fall entirely within the fiscal period. However, if they affect more than one fiscal period, then it must be treated as a prepaid expense. So if you buy insurance, just like if you buy supplies, you debit supplies. If you buy insurance, you're going to debit insurance. Only we're going to call it prepaid insurance. And that's an asset, okay? But the classification, sometimes you'll see prepaid expense as the account name. But we're going to call it prepaid insurance. Let's say you bought $1,200 worth of insurance for the year. So prepaid expense is an item paid for in advance, but where the benefits extend into the future. So this is your rent. You pay for it in advance sometimes, and you get your rent free for the entire year. And as I've already mentioned, insurance and rent are the most common ones that we're going to see. A business can purchase insurance to cover possible losses on automobiles, buildings, contents, crops. Generally speaking, if you're going to get your driver's license, you need to get automobile insurance, right? In case you're in an accident, you need to be able to pay for that accident. This goes the same with if you own buildings or anything like that, you need to buy insurance, and insurance protects you. But it's how we journalize and adjust for the insurance that's important as an accountant. So when you purchase insurance, you usually pay for 1 year coverage in advance. Sometimes you pay month to month, but when you pay in advance, this is what we need to look at right now. Keep in mind, occasionally the period can be greater than 1 year. So if you buy a 2-year insurance policy, be aware that you're going to have it for 24 months. If you buy a 1-year policy, you're going to have it for 12 months. This is going to be really important when we do the adjustment. Okay, as we mentioned already, when prepaid expenses are purchased, you're going to debit a prepaid expense account, which is actually an asset. Don't forget, okay? So if you buy prepaid rent, debit prepaid rent. If you buy insurance, debit prepaid insurance. And how do we know it's an asset? Again, because it has value. It's owned and it has value. Okay, even though don't let the little expense, it's the one time that this little word might mislead you, it's not an expense. Okay, here's an example. If you need to cancel an insurance policy, all of the prepaid insurance expense, or partially what you have left, can be refunded by the insurance company. Okay, so you own it and it has value. If you don't use it all up, you can get your money back. Okay, here's an example of the adjustment. We prepaid for an annual, that's 1 year, insurance premium means that what is the policy on September 1st. And I can see right here it was $1,800. Okay, so we bought insurance for 1 year for $1,800. So basically, at the end of the accounting period, when you're bringing your accounts up to date, you need to do an adjustment for insurance. So this was on September 1st that you bought it, and now it's December 31st that you need to do your adjusting entry. You will notice that we have an insurance expense. Like supplies, there is an expense account that goes with it, and it's sitting here at 0 all throughout the period, even though you did use 3 months of that insurance. How do I know it's 3 months? Well, we bought it in September, and I want you to use your fingers for this. I'm going to draw a little hand, because in class I would be showing you my fingers, and I want you to count using your fingers. So we bought it in September, and we used it all the way until December 31st. So September we used it, October, November, and December. Actually, that's 4 months. See? A second ago I said 3. So if you use your fingers, you're going to get it right. So all of September, October, November, December. So we used it for 4 months. So that $1,800 divided by 12 to break it down to the monthly rate. So what is that then? $150 per month. So we're going to use $150 per month. And we used it for 4 months. Okay, so 150 times 4 equals $600. So the journal entry then is going to be your insurance expense for $600, and your prepaid insurance is going down by $600. You no longer have $1,800 worth of prepaid insurance. You use 4 months up. Okay, so again, always take your insurance policy, how much it costs, and divide it by the number of months it's good for. Usually it's going to be a year, but in some cases it might be 2 years or 18 months. So I divided that by 12 to get $150 per month. We used up 4 months. We used September, October, November, and December. So 150 times 4 is 600. So our insurance expense for that year is $600. And when we put this in the T accounts, then you're going to post. This debit is going to go in your expense. The credit's going to go in your asset. And when you get the balance now, you will see we have $1,200 left of insurance for the next year. Let's try one on your own. So we purchased this time 2-year insurance policy. So that's 24 months, remember, for $2,400 on November 1st. The dates are really important when it comes to insurance. Prepare the adjustment. So I want you to pause the video, do the calculations, and then come back. Okay, welcome back. So we have a 2-year insurance policy. So the insurance policy cost us $2,400. So we're going to divide that by 24 months. And that's going to give us $100 per month of insurance. How many months do we use? Let me draw my hand. Sorry, my hand's chubby. So we had it for November and December. We had it all of November, all of December. So we had it for 2 months. So that's $200. How did I get that? Well, 100 per month times 2 months. That's pretty simple, right? So the adjusting entry is going to be then always at the end of the fiscal period. And if we don't have a date, assume it's December 31st. It's going to be insurance expense, 200, and that's a debit, and prepaid insurance, which was our asset, it's going down, $200. And you can write your explanation there. Okay, so by now you should be able to calculate adjustments for prepaid expenses, which are assets, remember. Things like prepaid rent and prepaid insurance. The things that are important for you to remember here are how much was the premium, how much did it cost, and how long did you use it for? Because that's what you want. How much did you use? When you do adjustments, it's what did you use up? And prepare the journal entry for that. Hope you had enjoyed that, and we'll see you for more fun with Fitzy.